I am so excited today to introduce our guest, Sheldon Riley from Australia.
Hello, hello. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for speaking with me. So now you've been in Italy for a couple days and presumably you're a bit settled in. So how do you feel after you've had some rehearsals and you're on track with the time and you're eating and meeting people? How's it all coming together now for you?
I'm having the most amazing time. It's been so exciting. Everyone's so lovely. I mean, I've been warned for so long. Once you get to Eurovision, it's completely competitive mode. Everyone's been really nice to me. Everyone's been super lovely. I think we're all just super excited to be here and to sing to an audience again and just be living life. I'm so happy. I mean, I'm definitely traveled the furthest out of everybody to get here, but I haven't had any jet lag. I slept like a baby last night. I've been great. It's been really good.
Oh, that's wonderful. And I wondered about that actually, because as Euro fans know, last year, Montaigne wasn't able to make it. So it's just awesome that you were able to make it this year. How does it feel to be able to travel again? Because Australia had kind of the strictest restrictions.
We did. We definitely did. It was really hard. I'm loving it. I'm super excited to be traveling again. I mean, it's a long flight, but one that I feel very blessed and grateful to get onto. So I don't know. I'm running on adrenaline. I'm a little bit tired, but I'm just so grateful. I mean, it could have been. I've wanted to do Eurovision for the longest time, my entire life. So to see Montaigne's dreams kind of crumble down because she couldn't travel over. I know that she was still involved and she still got to compete, but knowing what I know, she didn't get to do Eurovision. Eurovision is, you have to be here, you have to do it, and I hope she gets another chance at it sometime, or 1 year, because this has been the most amazing experience of my life. I've wanted this for so long, and I didn't want it to be a year where I wasn't ready. I think another big reason was that I wanted to be confident in myself as well. It's taken a lot of time to learn to love myself. I have worn masks and face shields for 4 or 5 years now, because I really just hated the way that I look. I didn't love who I was, didn't love who I looked like when I looked in the mirror. I needed to be able to love myself before I could go out into the world and have other people love who I was. So Not the Same was never supposed to be the Eurovision song. I never wanted it to be the Eurovision song. It's incredibly personal. It's also such a bitch to sing. It's such a hard song to sing. It just all kind of fell into place. I think wanting to do the contest for so long, I had written so many songs for the show and the contest, and the ones that I showed SBS, which is our Australian broadcaster, they felt a little manufactured for the competition. It felt a little bit like, you've wanted this for so long, you know the ins and outs of the contest for so long, you've kind of created a song that felt too, I know Eurovision doesn't have a genre, but it felt like if there was one, that would be it. And I wanted something more authentic, something more real, something that told my story of where I'm at most now. And this one just happened to be the one they liked and loved, and now it's the song representing the country.
And I really think it resonates with a lot of people. I know it resonates with me, especially the masking aspect for you. There's a literal aspect for you, but I'm someone who's had to kind of mask my whole life as well, just to try to fit in with society and hide that I am nervous 110% of the time. And to just live in the world, I think it's really powerful, because people aren't the same and we all have different struggles that we go through.
An interesting way to put it. It's interesting that you say it like that, and thank you for sharing that with me. For me, a lot of people tell me that, oh, it's because you're gay, like the song's about being a part of the LGBT community. For me, it's actually about mental health and about mental illness. And I was diagnosed with Asperger's at 6, 9 and 12. And they had to tell me 3 times that I was incapable. So it's an interesting kind of thought process, because I think the song resonates with people in all different ways. But for me, the song isn't about my sexuality. It's not about anything other than just being told for so long that I wasn't the same, that I get nervous with people. I wouldn't be able to function as a normal person or get a job or have friends or execute myself as a well-functioning human being. And it was when I wrote the song that I said, I don't want to let people define who I am and what I can achieve anymore. I know I'm nervous. I know I struggle talking to people. I know I struggle communicating and understanding people's tones and thoughts, but I don't want that to be something that holds me back anymore, or define what I can achieve or what I can be successful of. So that's kind of the whole reason why I chose the song. And coming into Eurovision, it was Eurovision that gave me my first voice, the first thing that made me go, I want to do that. Like, it gave me kind of a life purpose, and it felt right choosing this one for this contest. It felt really right.
There's something I want to ask you about, because you did say that it is a challenging song to sing. And as a listener, I've picked up on that the more I've listened to it, because I can almost tell as your head voice comes in and out, and the technique that you're utilizing when you sing, and not even just general vocal technique, but the word painting that you do in the chorus specifically. If you look at the lyrics, I'm not the same is said many times in the song. It's repetitive, but some of the best, most powerful art is repetitive. But it's not even that it's repetitive in the words, because each time you sing it, each time you sing I'm not the same, the phrase, it's different.
Mm.
And it really captures that every moment of not feeling the same, and all the ways that we don't feel the same, and you do it all through your tone and in the way that you're expressing, and it's so incredibly powerful. And it's something that we really haven't seen in music in general. Maybe greats like Billie Holiday did a lot of word painting, so it's such a classic technique, and it's wonderful to see you use it.
That's really kind. That's really, really sweet. I mean, a lot of the feedback that I've had of the song has been positive, but the only negative has really been, oh, it's too repetitive, it's too this, it's too that. And my thoughts are, imagine being told you're not the same every day of your life. That's the point of the song. So if it's repetitive and if you're annoyed by that, welcome to our world, right?
Yes. Well, I mean, it really it captures so much of the emotion that's there. So I think if people don't get it, it's because they don't get it.
That's right. Thank you. No, that's right.
Yeah, it's because they don't get it. So another question about the vocal technique. Do you have a vocal coach that you're working with? Because they probably deserve a shout out, or is it all you?
My vocal coach is actually American. Her name is China Ray Taylor. She's done a few of the shows with me as well. She's from the heart of Texas. She's amazing. She's such an incredible coach, and she's really worked me through a lot of things. I've had a lot of bad teaching as well vocally that I've had to recover from and to fix. That was a bit more of a habit. I'm very grateful for her. Yeah, so love you, China.
That's great. And so the writing of the song, in the press conference the other day, you talked about how it was like a poem you wrote to yourself when you were 15, and you kind of rediscovered it and brought it into life as a song. But you also had two co-writers on the song, Cam and Timmy, I think. Are those the names of the co-writers?
Yeah. So I actually wrote the whole song myself. No one else wrote it, but Cam is my producer. He produced the song. He brought it to life with music and production. And Timmy, I'm very grateful for. And he is a master of all things string instruments. So when we were recording the song, I never thought it would be the song, so I didn't have it ready. SBS again, where you can watch Eurovision in Australia, they were saying that they would love for it to have an orchestral feel, and we couldn't get an orchestra in a room together to record the song. So Timmy was the mastermind behind playing every single instrument that is in an orchestra in the room. So he brought 4 different violins, different violas, a cello, like all these different string instruments, and we recorded them one by one. So not ideally how you'd like to record a string orchestra, but we did it, and I'm very grateful. So I've listed them as kind of creators of the song, because although I had already written the song musically, everything was completely mine, like the song, or it just needed to be recorded. I could not have done it without them. I'm very grateful for them.
That is so fascinating. When I go back and listen to the song, I'm definitely going to consider this production aspect because I would have
Yeah.
never, ever guessed. So that's really
But
cool.
it's loud. No, thank you. It's loud. It feels like a full-blown orchestra. And we did it because I didn't want synthetic instruments. I wanted everything to be real. I wanted it all to have feeling in the way it was played. And he played every single instrument about 150 to 200 stems times. So yeah, very grateful for him.
Incredible. So moving on to the actual contest, I have another question about kind of technique and more so how you protect your voice because you're in the second semifinal. So if you qualify, that means your jury show is the next day, and then the next day is the final. So you'll have 3 days of really belting it out. How do you protect yourself so that you stay fresh, but also not get overworked?
They don't let me do anything. The Australia delegation take very good care of me. They're like, yes, you're in Italy, but you will be staying home. You won't be going out. Italy, everyone stays up to like 9:30 before they start eating dinner. So all the other countries are out drinking and eating dinner together, and I'm at home in bed with my steamer, getting lots of rest. I take very good care of myself. It's a really hard song to sing, and that was proven very well at the first rehearsal. The first take, I was very proud of myself. Second take, yeah. Third take, I'm like, okay, this song was not meant to be sung more than once. It's a big, big sing. I don't consider myself an incredible vocalist either. Like, I'm not the most trained operatic singer that can just keep going. Poland, a Christian from Poland just keeps singing and singing and singing. He's just very well trained and incredible. I can't do it. I've got a very pop way of singing, so I get tired easily. But I'm taking good care of myself. Lots of water, lots of vitamins, eating incredibly well. I haven't had pasta yet. I'm just they're keeping me very light and easy breezy, beautiful. So yeah, lots of factors, but it's good.
No, that's good. That's good. It's important to have people that save you from yourself sometimes.
Agreed.
So I have one last question for you before we go. And I just want to talk a little bit about bringing in the visual element to the sonic element and your costume and the staging, because you've gone in a different direction. It's much lighter and it's even bigger. The dress is very big. You've said it's 40 kilos. And I want to know a little bit about how your creative process went with your team on deciding how you wanted to update the look and staging, like your input versus their input, and maybe a little bit about like what is the process of actually getting the costumes. Most people never have a piece of couture made for themselves. So like, what was that like?
It was very exciting. Their input is my input. My input is their input. We all share the same creative brain. Thank God, there's not too much of a fight on our end. I think they all saw my vision. They all saw what I wanted. And in fairness, I wanted to wear white for the national final. But then we had discussions, and they're like, the song's so dark though. We want to create this dark world for you. And I was like, okay, so we'll do a dark look. It's all black. I always wear black. We'll do it that way. After performing it and reading lots of feedback, I mean, they say not to read comments. I love to read the comments. I love learning and growing. I'm the biggest Eurovision fan. I would comment on people's things in the past and tell them how I never actually gave anyone bad feedback, but I appreciate it. I think it's great. It was too dark. It did need to be light. I'm happy I'm trusting my gut now to go whiter and lighter. I've got a partnership with Swarovski Crystal through my crystal designer, House of Manuel. We've got a brand new mask. We wanted something fresh and new, all silver and glass and crystal. And then the outfit was made by Aline Lacal. It really does weigh 40 kilos. All up, the mask, the suit, the skirt is all 50 kilos, I think, in total. It's a lot. It's a lot of weight on my tiny little body. I'm joking. I'm so big, but it's a lot. But it all has purpose. There's reason. I wanted to be like in the Hunger Games. That moment where have you seen the Hunger Games before?
I actually haven't.
There's this moment no, it's fine. There's this moment where someone from the fancy capital comes into just the poverty of what District 12 is, and she stands out so much. It's just so dark and dead and lifeless, and then there's just this one thing you can't take your eyes off. It's just so pure, and I wanted to capture that feeling of just being so different from what I'm surrounded by, but also super regal and super royal. And it just had this feeling of like the prince that was banished from the castle. And I couldn't think of better designers than Emmanuel and Alin Lacal in Australia that could just capture that for, the masculine body shape. Keep it so beautiful yet still so strong. So that was really important to me. And then working with Sacha Jean-Baptiste, staging, it's ridiculous. Her ideas, her knowledge, she's such a go boss. It's amazing. She's amazing. I'm really happy with how it's looking. I mean, I've said this before, but sonically and visually go hand in hand for me. Fashion, music, everything plays a part to tell the story. So I'm really excited with what we're doing, and I'm really excited for everyone to see it.
Well, from what Eurovision has allowed us to see through TikTok and the socials, it's going to be captivating, and you're going to blow us away. So we can't wait, and wish you really the best of luck.
Thank you so much for making the time to chat. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Sheldon.